Hello again, Facebook. Kyle Gerdo here with Kitchen Talk and my special guest, Suzette
Yes,
Law.
yes.
And we're going to kick this thing off right now. But first, I want to introduce you to pastor now, Suzette Law. And she's going to tell you a little bit about herself. And there's also a special relationship that we have here. And
Yes.
she's going to tell them about that
Tell
too?
them.
Okay, good.
Tell them.
Okay, good. So tell us a little bit about where you are, where you minister at, a little bit about that, and then let's talk about that little special relationship that we have, and then we'll go into a little bit about what you're about to embark on, okay?
Okay, cool. I am Suzette Law. I am the outreach pastor at Koinonia Christian Church.
All right.
And we're in Arlington, Texas, 2455 Southeast Green Oaks.
There you go.
Put that in there, I
That's
love
right.
my church.
That's
Amen.
good. That's good.
Our senior pastor is Dr. Ronnie Goins. And awesome man of God. I've truly grown there. I've truly love it there.
Right.
I do outreach ministry there. So we go out, we feed the homeless, the first and third. We go prison ministry. We have a hospice piece now.
Okay, really?
Yes.
Wow.
We have a hospice piece. We have a nursing home piece that
Okay.
we go out and do. And so it's just growing. The church is growing. It's home. A church has started a school,
Okay.
a STEM Academy.
A STEM Academy, okay.
Yes, fifth and sixth grade. So listen, people, if you have a fifth or sixth grader out there, send them to our school. It's going to be
Koinonia Church.
Koinonia Church. Amen. Christian Foundation.
Wonderful.
Where you don't have to be wondering which batch
Right.
your child is.
And now
going to.
you're in the education
I'm in
field
the
still,
education
correct?
field still. I'm also a high school teacher for Arlington District.
Wonderful.
And I teach at the alternative school.
Okay, wonderful.
So they get in trouble, they go to jail, or they have fights or whatever, they come up there. And I work with them and we see them. Right now I'm doing a behavioral program.
Okay,
By trade I'm special ed.
okay.
But the last couple of years we've been doing a behavior program, try to modify their behavior, give them some tools to work with.
Some accommodations.
Some accommodations, some help and stuff like that. So I love doing that.
Great.
My ministry,
Mm-hmm.
I have a ministry, CPR, that stands for Christ Promotes Relationships.
Okay.
And I believe that anything we do in every area of our life is a relationship.
That's true.
And if Christ is not guiding it, you're going to have some problems.
Okay, okay.
And that's my name.
CPR.
CPR. Website. Go to our website. Facebook me. Say hi to me. But getting back to that, Christ is your foundation.
Right.
And if you have a relationship with Him, if you do this way with Christ, then it'll go this way.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
If you go laterally, go horizontally.
There you go.
I like it. I like
So,
it. So what does your particular ministry do? Christ promotes relationships.
So we do workshops.
Okay.
We do conferences. We go out. We do revivals. My main goal is to empower people with tools on how to keep a relationship with Christ, how to become a disciple, how to keep a relationship with your marriage, with your children, all around. So we try to empower women and men of God to hold on, to keep a relationship with Christ. Because things will come up, but if you keep that, He'll work it out.
Okay.
But if you lose that relationship right there, you might be in a little trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
Might be in a little
Good.
trouble.
Now that leads me to a good question then. This in the difficult times that we're seeing today, that can be a very, very foundational piece.
Yeah.
Do you find a struggle in getting people outside of the church to adopt that principle right there? Because a lot of people outside of the church, they just don't want to hear that. They're very angry for one reason and another. And I'm talking about people on both sides of the fence, be it black, white, be it law enforcement, non-law enforcement. What are you finding with that?
Yeah, they don't want to hear it, but I think we have to look back at ourselves as Christians. What type of example have we set for them? So when they don't want to hear it, that means I haven't seen anything produced from what you've been saying.
Pastor Corey said that when he was here last week. He said, "Let my light shine, so that men can see the word." That's right.
So if they don't see it, they're not going to want to hear you. So what is our job now? Our job now is to show them this is an opportune time for Christians everywhere in the midst of turmoil. how are we going to stand up?
Right.
How are we going to rise up? How are we going to show that we are true Christians? And so in spite of what they've heard or seen, now is the opportunity to say, you know what, we got to put our foot where our mouth is, so to speak.
Right.
We got to do some things. We got to act. And we got to show love. Like, we can't just meet them and leave them there.
Right. That kind of carry them.
We got to pull them along.
Almost like that poster or the poem Footsteps.
Yeah.
Leads me to another question then. Are you disappointed in the response of Christians during everything that's been going on, politically, socially, economically? Are you disappointed at all?
I'm not going to say disappointed. I'm going to say maybe they're not aware, maybe sometimes, of our impact that we really have on others.
Okay.
And so maybe their lack of ignorance may have them responding a different way, and also because they're human.
Right.
So whatever side you're on, you're human. So you're going to respond that way. And then we have to step back and remember, but first I'm a Christian. Right. You know, because you might be black, you might be white, you might be Hispanic, whatever it is. Your response, but at the end of the day, you're still a Christian. So now what we have to do is say, okay, we had our moment. What are we going to do now? Right. Have your moment, but you can't stay in your moment.
Can't stay in it.
You can't stay there.
Can't stay there. Before I get off track too much, tell everyone who doesn't know about our relationship. And when we found out.
And when we found out. Yes. So, sitting in church, I think I was talking to your mom.
I
was talking to your mom, and I was telling her where I was from, and she goes, I have some family there. And I'm like, well, I do too. And she's like, let me look up and show me the picture. And she showed me the picture, and it's my uncle, and that's his uncle. And I'm like, wait, no, that's my uncle.
No, that's my uncle.
And she's like, that's my uncle. I said, oh, wow. And that's how we found out we were related.
That's right.
So, small world.
Yes.
You know, there, sitting in church and just conversating with someone, and you find out being, you know, a relative.
Right.
And ever since that, right?
That's right. And then you brought me a picture showing me my aunt in her wedding dress, and you with the little
and
girl.
The little girl there.
I was like, that's my aunt. She's like, yeah, that's their wedding day. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And I was there.
Yeah, wonderful. So we are related through my aunt, my grandmother's sister, youngest sister.
Yes.
And my gosh, all the way back to, is it Barbados?
They're actually from Justin Dykes.
Justin Dykes.
Yes.
Okay. The Virgin Islands. The Virgin Islands. And that's my background. That's my heritage.
Yes.
So I still have an aunt that lives in St. Croix. Godmother. Wow. My godmother lives in St. Croix.
Really?
And for what I understand, we both still have family back over in the Virgin Islands.
Yes.
Okay. So.
Yes, and St. Thomas.
Yeah, in St. Thomas, exactly.
St. Thomas, we have a lot of family.
Yes, a lot of family in St. Thomas. I have never met. I'm going to have to go there.
You have to go.
Yes, I have to go. So that's our special relationship. We just found out just a few years ago, but that's great. Tell me, you're about to embark on something right now, okay, with your ministry.
Yes.
So tell everyone about that, because when you told me, I was like, wow.
Yes, I am getting ready to go to Belize.
Belize.
I can't wait. Belize City. Yes, we've been there before on some mission trips. This year I'm going with my ministry. Okay. And we're getting ready to do a revival over there. Okay. Wow. Yes, we're going to have a 3-night revival. I am so excited. Can't wait. Okay. But while we're there, we're going to also pass out sandals. We're going to pass out flip-flops. We're going to have prizes each night. On that Saturday night, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to feed the church and the community members. They'll be able to come in and grab a hot meal. Right. What's the demographic of the city Belize is that you're going to? You're going to Belize City. So is this an impoverished neighborhood or city? Has it been in some type of economic strife for a particular reason or hit by hurricanes? What's going on there? Well, the overall Belize City is their socio-economic is low. Okay. We're going to a little place called Ladyville, and it's pretty low socioeconomic. The Belize City that people may hear about where the tourists go. Of course, they have the beaches and it's all elegant, but when you get into where the people live and into the communities themselves, yes, they're needing some help.
Okay.
And so that's why we go there. That's one of the things we go. We want to share what we have, the best way we can. We're going to go to the youth hospital. You know, I work with high school, I work with alternative youth. So one of the things I'm going to go there is go to their youth jail. I've been there one time before, and so we're going back. We promised them we would come back, and so we're going back. And we just sit there and talk with them, share Christ, hear them, because a lot of times they don't get to.
No one's hearing them?
Hear.
No voice.
No voice.
No voice.
And so they like that. And so we're going to go there. We're going to take some things with us for them. Just have an awesome time while we're there. You know, just want to share God's love, especially during this time, and just to give them hope.
Okay. Now, you brought some of the sandals with you. What's the significance of the sandals? And let's see them.
Okay, so these are our sandals. These are some of our sandals.
Take a look at those, Facebook. Yeah. That's a pair. All right. For some of the people in Belize City. Excellent. I like those little glammy ones right there.
Yes, we're going to take some glammy ones.
And we don't have a shoe cam like Wendy Williams, but Suzette is actually wearing a pair of the sandals now in black. So she's got the bedazzled ones on right there in black, if you can imagine those. So,
you know, actually the idea for the sandals, I went to Belize with a company called DCI, so I'm putting a plug in for them, and they give out shoes. And on the bottom of the shoes, it tells them that Jesus loves them.
Oh, okay. You
know, ours don't, but the significance is for me that when we give them sandals, they wear a lot of sandals in Belize because it's hot over there. And so everywhere they walk, when they put those sandals on, they'll remember. They'll connect it.
Right.
To Christ, to the Word.
That's great. That's
what
I was going to ask you too. What's the significance of the sandals and all?
So connect right to the Word. So that's what we want to do.
Good. How many sandals are you going to give out?
Probably about 300.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been taking donations. We've gotten help. So if you want to donate.
That's what I was going to ask. That's my next question. If someone wants to donate, they can still donate after you've gone to Belize, right? And they can donate still. When do you leave?
We leave on Thursday.
On Thursday. So they can, you got 2 days, everyone. You have 2 days to donate. So where do they go to donate?
Go to my website, ChristPromotesRelationships.org.
Okay.
Go on there, and there's a donations page. You can go on there. You can leave monetary donations on there. If you want to inbox me or give me a email, cpr.ministry@yahoo. Just get in contact with me, and we would love for your donations to come in and to help us.
That sounds great. And we have a couple of people online right now with us, so that's great. So those of you who are online, share this with some friends, family members. Yes. You have 2 days before she leaves, so she can pick up a few hundred more sandals, a few hundred more. That's what we need. Okay? So don't be shy with your money. A few hundred more. I'm going to leave you with a donation today also before we leave, so you can pick up a couple more pairs. And we can get some sandals on the feet of some more people and also bring them the Word of God while we go.
Yes.
Let's talk about some other things. Well, first of all, let me ask you this before we leave this topic.
Okay.
How did you get this connection to Belize City? What's
Okay.
I mean, you're here in Arlington, Texas.
How
so
did I find
how did you get involved with that?
Going on mission trips, and that's another passion I have. We've been on several mission trips.
Okay.
And I've been to a couple in Belize. I just love going there. I went with DCI, mission team, and while we were there, we went around to different churches. We were introduced to different churches. This is one of the churches that we actually were introduced to, and we did a mission project with them. Okay.
Through Koinonia Church or through CPR?
We went through Koinonia, and then on the mission team, got over there, met these churches. This particular church, and I love the pastor, Pastor Cat. Catalina is her name. I call her Pastor Cat.
Okay.
Is Joint Heirs Ministry, Joint Heirs with Christ Ministry.
Okay.
Is the name of the church, and she's just a blessing to us.
Good.
And, she was just so real. And we kind of kept in contact. And then, I was like, I told her, I said, I'm going to come back. And she said, I'm going to have you back.
I'm going to have you back.
And I'm going to have you back. And so here we are.
And now you're in it.
And now we're in it.
Okay.
And so we just try to keep up with the contact that we've made, just not to go over there and meet people and just leave them hanging after that. Try to establish a relationship and friendship. CPR.
There you go. All right. Okay. So, You told me a little about the trip and all that. Let's get back to home. You're in the ministry. You have the ministry CPR, and we have all these different things that have happened recently that have kind of stunned the whole country. Now we are facing this political circus, and that's the only way I can put it right now, because that's what it feels like. What you're doing, either with CPR or at Koinonia, what are you doing actually to affect what's happening right now in that social picture, as far as just the uproar with the shootings, how people feel about politics, what's going on in politics? Are you doing anything to address those issues right there?
So one of the things I'm personally doing is trying to listen to people more and not dismiss what anyone is saying. And I think if we start listening to each other and hearing each other, this is an easy problem to solve, but nobody wants to listen, or nobody wants to acknowledge.
That's interesting. I haven't heard anybody say that before, that this is an easy problem. I truly think it is too.
I think it's a simple problem.
Go ahead, continue.
You know? But here's the thing, you have to acknowledge. And it's not about black and white, it's not blue. It's listening and validating what someone is saying, whether you agree with it or not. And once you give people a voice, and I think that will solve a lot of these problems here. If we sit down and we say, you know what, they're talking black lives, all lives, whoever lives, but here's the deal. What we're saying, or what they're saying is, this is what's happening, and is somebody going to do something? And as long as somebody says, I hear what you're saying, I understand it's happening, we're going to do something, I think it's as simple as that. But what we're doing is starting to do this. We're pointing fingers. And so we're so busy pointing fingers, nobody's hearing anymore. We're dismissing on both sides.
My dad shared something with me once. I know when I was younger and I was having some issues in my marriage, he said, you know what? I started to tell him, I said, well, Dad, this is what's going on my side. He said, you know what? I don't even want to hear that right now. He says, because you're not listening to what she's saying. He says, you're not giving her validation. If you're not listening to her and understanding, he said, it doesn't make a difference what your intentions are. But how it's perceived on that end, on her end,
there you go,
is what's real. And it took me a long time as a hard-headed man to realize that, and probably still does if you ask my wife. But it's true. A lot of people keep saying, "Well, I'm speaking logically. This is what's happening. This is the problem." But for some reason, it's hard for people to just listen and validate the concern or what other people are hearing.
Because they're trying to defend.
Yeah.
They're trying to defend, and it's not about defending, it's not about who, it's just validate, hear me.
Yeah.
And hear both sides, we don't have to defend.
Right.
And I love what our pastor's doing, I really got to say that, I love what our pastor has done. And he started this movement, and we have t-shirts, Are We Related? Because it's like me and you. We're related. So there's some lines we're not going to cross just because we're related.
Right.
You know, and if I get mad with you, it can only be so long because what? We're related. We're going to end up having to. And so once we get in the concept that we're related through Christ, we start treating each other differently.
Yeah.
It's easier for you to hear me now and validate what I'm saying because you got to see me again at the family reunion. Right. You know, we're related. You know?
Pastor Corey said almost exactly the same thing when he was here about a week ago. And you know, when we open up that scripture for those of us who believe, when we open up that scripture and we see that we all descended from Adam and Eve, and we all descended even after the world was ended from Noah. I mean, we've got to. I mean, there's no denying it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people want to put science to things and whatnot, but even once they put science to things, to the human anatomy, when you go back and you see these shows on History Channel and whatnot, they tell the truth. It ends up being the truth, and so I'm like, where is the denial at? So when you say we're all related, that is a very nice. I want one of those T-shirts. I'm gonna come to Koinonia just to get one of those T-shirts.
Yes.
That's for sure. I like that. I think that is very very significant today.
Mm-hmm.
I asked you, were you disappointed in Christians a little while ago?
Uh-huh.
Are you disappointed in black people?
As meaning as the
How
reactions?
Yeah, our reactions in the past couple of months.
Actually, no.
Okay.
What I am, or what it showed me was um, how much of a hurt they have,
Mm-hmm.
how angry they are,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of showed me, maybe me.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, when we don't do anything before time, and then thing happens after time, there was no preventive measures.
Right.
And as a black mother,
Mm-hmm.
a black woman, and as a black Christian, of course I'm a Christian first, but I'm also a black mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so what have I taught my child?
Right.
You know, so we have to go back and ask yourselves, did I do some things that helped, or did I do some things that hurt? And I teach high school, and I have a lot of young African American males in my class, and those, you know, and you sit back and you think, did I share some things with them that helped during this time, or why are they so angry?
Right.
Did they have a voice?
Right.
And that's one of the things I try to do in my classroom. Give them a voice so they can vent and share their frustrations. And one of the things I tell them, I hear you. It's not going to change some of the things. And they tell me, nobody listens.
Right.
And it comes right back to, is somebody going to listen to them? Are the things they're doing right? No. Do I agree with that? No. But it shows frustration, and it shows they're not having a voice, and they're not being heard. So then what we need to do is give them a place to have a voice.
Give them a forum.
Give them a forum. Let them be acknowledged.
That might be something that we can do here too. Maybe we can get a panel of young people and let them speak out intelligently about the current climate, social climate that we're all living in right now, and let's hear from some young people. If that's something that some of you out there would like to see, send us a comment and let us know. And I'm sure that we can do that. Both of us being educators, I'm sure we can probably get the school to allow us to do that one day. I don't know if you saw the news, but in the last week, Donald Trump had this crazy tweet about the family, the Khan family. The Khan family had a son. They're a Muslim family. They had a son who died in Iraq from a suicide bombing. The father said something during the Democratic convention. He had a speech. The mother stood by his side. She didn't say anything. Donald Trump made a big issue about the fact that maybe because she's Muslim, she's not allowed to speak. Gave him a whole bunch of negative publicity right now. What is your feeling about this particular political race?
Wow. This particular race, it's kind of chaotic. My feeling is it's chaotic. It's all over the place. Seems like we're not headed. We're not sure where we're headed. What astonished me a lot is that Donald Trump is even this far. It just shows you.
Mean that he even made it this far? I'm kind of surprised too.
With some of the comments and some of the things that he's been sharing, it's a little surprising. But then you have to sit back and say, well, maybe he's telling the truth in some aspects. I'm saying what other people wouldn't say. Right. And so we can't dismiss that. We can't just we can't just call him a crazy man and dismiss it because he is this far. Somebody's clearly hearing him and fine with that. So I think it just tells us that we have to be more prayerful, more and remember, because I have to go by this because I'm a Christian, we have to really remember that Christ is in control of all. So no matter what, we have to really stay on our knees and be mindful, be watchful, and be prayerful. Because I do believe that other people, I do believe he is speaking not just on his own accord and his own voice. I do believe, like he said, that other people are fine, and he's saying the things that they probably won't verbalize. Right. And he's fine with taking the hit for it.
So do you think he's representative of a large population of people in our country?
I think he's representative of a portion, I don't know how large, but I do believe he has a portion of the people in the country that are fine with him via the vote, via where he's at, so that can't be denied.
Now, when we see this thing, though, when you actually pick it apart, he's gotten this far due to a lot of popularity. At the same time, he's gotten this far without the complete support of the Republican Party. As a matter of fact, up until the time of his nomination, when they still couldn't find anybody else to challenge him because of the popularity, they were still looking for a representative to challenge him up until the Republican convention just a couple weeks ago. So now, a lot of people, like the Speaker of the House, John Boehner, and some other people have, or should I say, popular Republicans, have tweeted that they were against his comments and very disappointed because of what he said to the Khan family specifically about the wife. But at the same time, they won't publicly come on a forum like this and say, we do not support him anymore. And I take that as a sign that silence
is consent.
Is consent. Exactly. Is that true?
I want to say yes. I want to say that maybe, and I don't know their heads, so I can't speak for them, but I'm saying maybe they're walking that line.
Walking the fence.
You're walking that fence, yeah. I don't want to go here, and I don't want to go there. I want to make sure.
Are we the same way as Christians when we say, well, okay, I know God has control of everything, so I'm not going to worry about this. I'm not going to vote?
Well, okay, so not going to, well, here's my deal. I'm going to vote.
Okay.
Okay, God is in control, right? But you said faith without works is dead, right? So you got to put some action behind it.
Okay.
And entrust Him with the rest.
Okay.
So I'm going to vote. I'm going to exercise my right to vote. If we're talking about all the things that's going on now, especially,
right?
And like we talked about earlier, people died first to vote, and so I'm going to vote, and then I'm going to trust God to do what He can do best.
He does. Excellent. I mean, I get two different sides of that. Myself, I've always been raised with, hey, vote. Vote. Do your job. And like you said, let God do His job. I have to say this one comment. Listen to some more things about Donald Trump. I'm following this race pretty closely. And one of the things what Donald Trump said was that a lot of this stuff in the news is rigged, and it's always rigged against him. And he's like, the news media, they take everything I say out of context. And someone asked me, said, so what are you going to do? What do you think about? I said, listen, my grandfather told me one thing a long time ago. He says, you give a fool enough rope, and they will hang themselves. He says, there's nothing you have to do. And so I'm of the belief that just continue to let him talk. I don't, let him talk, because every time he talks, he puts his own foot, right on the back of his pants. And so and one of the things, the reason why I'm bringing up the politics right now is because it's not that I personally don't like Donald Trump. Personally, I don't know him. But I don't like what he stands for. He stands for everything that is against the U.S. Constitution, which is freedom, which is, allowing people to grow, allowing people to have rights. And because everything he talks about is about hate and separating people. It's not about unity. It's not about unifying a country. I particularly am not a Democrat or Republican. I vote for the best person that is running for election at that time. If the best person for my country at that particular time is a Republican, then I'm going to vote Republican. If it's a liberal, I'm going to vote liberal. If it's a Democrat, I'm going to vote Democrat. I can't see myself as a donkey or an ass, and I mean, or an elephant, excuse me, a donkey or an elephant. I just can't see that. I don't want to be either one. I stand for the flag. I have people in my family that fought and died for the flag. And so I stand for what's good for everyone. And I just see that everything he says is about division. That's the reason why I don't support him.
If they're going to be unified. And that's what this country is all about, right?
Right, this country is about unity. That's what built this country. This country was built on the backs of immigrants.
And you think about walls. And guess what? Just where we're from, on the British side, we might not
No. He might want to send us
We
back.
might be in trouble.
Yeah, he might want to send us back to Barbados or
Yeah, we
something.
might be in trouble.
I don't know how many lineages he's going to go back or whatever, but hey, let's do this. Let's play word association. I'm going to play word association with you for a
Okay.
second, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to read off some adjectives and some things, and when I do, just tell me the first person that comes to mind.
Person.
Okay, first person. Okay, beautiful.
My daughter, Monique.
Okay, executive.
Executive. Ronnie Goins.
Okay, disgusted.
Disgusted.
Mm-hmm. Or disgusting. How about that?
A person, huh? Disgusted.
I think I was setting her up on that. I'm gonna let it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let it go.
But
I'm
I
gonna
know-
let it go.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna let you go on that one. Challenging.
Challenging. Challenging. I would say myself.
Okay.
I would say myself.
Diplomatic.
Diplomatic. Hillary.
Trustworthy.
Trustworthy. Dana Gross.
Okay. Elegant.
Elegant. Tammy Dozier.
I know Tammy does. Adaptable.
Adaptable. Who can adapt really well to things, huh? Okay. Patsy.
Okay. Narcissistic.
Donald Trump.
You know what? When I saw these, and I was definitely associating these to some of the mass media personnel. And when I saw beautiful, I immediately thought of Michelle Obama.
Yes, she is.
I immediately thought about her. When I saw the word executive, I immediately thought about her husband, the leader of our country at this particular time, Barack Obama. And I was thinking disgusted. Too many people came to mind. Disgusting, same thing. Too many people came to mind. Challenging. I thought of myself as well. It's interesting that we both. Yeah, I thought about myself. I'm very challenging. Diplomatic. When I saw diplomatic, I thought about Bill Clinton. I think you said Hillary, or did you say?
Hillary.
Okay, I said Bill Clinton because he's very diplomatic. I think trustworthy. I said God. Elegant. I said my wife, and adaptable. Adaptable. I'm thinking people. Just people in general. People are very adaptable. And narcissistic, I thought the same person, Trump. Definitely thought the same person. When I was thinking about adaptable, though, and I kind of want to leave there, and then we can close.
Yeah.
I said people because adaptable, because especially in these times that we have today, people adapt to anything. And I think one of the reasons why that Trump is leading in the polls, and he has made it this far, and we're both are so surprised he's made it this far, because people were so against Barack Obama being in office a second term, and then now having an opportunity for Democrats to be in office again, that they wanted anything. And I think that sometimes when people don't have anything or something, they'll fall for anything.
Yeah.
When they don't have something that they want, they'll fall for anything.
Yeah.
And I think what's going on in our country is the same thing. And as a whole, if you look at our social issues that we have today, they're the same ones that we had 10 years ago. They're the same ones we had 20 years ago. They're the same ones we had in the 50s, okay? The same ones we had back in the 30s. It becomes, and I think Pastor Corey kind of tapped on this also, it becomes a thing about classism in my eyes. You know, we see this classism thing, and I think, again, we see people that don't have what they want, and so they're going to fall for anything that's out there, the latest flavor. I really don't eat chocolate. I don't eat strawberry, and I don't eat pineapple, but that pineapple is the biggest one, so I'm going to go for the pineapple. Yeah. You know, and they'll take it even though they're probably allergic to it, even though they know later on down the line it's not going to be good for them, but they're going to go ahead and eat it.
Do it anyway.
They're going to do it anyhow. Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure they're so adaptable. I think that's the problem.
No, they are adaptable to me because they're like chameleons. They'll adapt to anything. They'll gravitate to
they're going to go with
yeah,
it.
they're going to go with it.
Whatever their
Yeah.
ears want to hear, huh?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they're gonna go with it. It's like a chameleon. You know, they change their colors just to. You know, I've told my son he's about to go to college, and I told my son, I said, listen, you're gonna meet a lot of people when you go to college. You're gonna meet people of different races. You're gonna meet people of different nationalities, cultures, and most importantly, different religions. No matter what, when you go to college, you don't adopt somebody else's religion because they're your best friend.
Yeah.
You're a Christian. You stand on your word. This is who you are. They're gonna stand on theirs. And we have that. We have people that change their colors because they're in a situation. And they may not have everything they want, and so then they see something over here. So they don't have something, so they'll fall for anything.
Yeah. I think that sometimes when you don't have anything, you need to just stop and sit back instead of falling for something. Just stop, and then maybe ask yourself, what can you do?
Right.
Instead of going, unless the thing you're falling for is really what you wanted anyway. Because I don't think we that's what I mean. I think some kind of way it just gives us permission.
Totally agree.
To go with that thing. Because some kind of way it was in your heart. That's kind of what you wanted to say, what you kind of were leaning towards. You just need permission to do it now.
Right.
So you get on a bandwagon that somebody else started.
Right. And
so that's what I think about
without
that.
putting yourself
without
in the
putting
forefront.
yourself out there. That's what I'm thinking with that. So,
well, Facebook, we're going to wrap up. We had the wonderful, lovely, and beautiful Suzette Law with us today.
yes.
I want to thank you very much for coming. But before you leave, I want you to leave us with something. Do you have something you want to tell everyone, or a word, or just some encouragement?
Yes. Okay. So what I want to say, in the midst of all that's going on, in the midst of all these storms, in the midst of the turmoil that's going on with the police, with blacks, with whatever, there is hope. There is hope if each person will become familiar with somebody in your neighborhood, your next door neighbor, somebody at church. If you would start a new relationship with someone and listen to them and hear their point of view and not make judgment calls, and just start getting out and meeting people and mingling and loving on everybody, and realize that we have hope, and don't give up on us, don't give up on our country, don't give up on people. And first of all, remember Christ is our hope. And so I'm putting a plug in for Jesus. Without him, there is no hope. So fall on your knees sometimes and just pray and ask God to put this country in the hands back and keep it in his hands. And if we stay in his hands, we'll be all right. Amen?
All right. Don't forget your website one more time, CPR.
CPR, it's .ministry at Yahoo. The website is ChristPromotesRelationships.org, and you can find us on Facebook as well. Okay?
All right, everyone.
Enjoyed you guys today.
All right, everyone. Hope.
Don't forget to donate.